Hey everybody, what's going on? Thanks for being here in the Music Room Live for another vinyl show and tell. Now if you've not been here for a vinyl show and tell before, it's pretty easy. When we pick up a new vinyl, we want to show it off, tell you what we think, what's cool, what's maybe not so cool. I mean, let's face it, vinyl isn't cheap these days, so it's good to get a heads up on what's worth your money and what's not. So, today we're going to drop the tailgate, talk a little country music with Tim McGraw's new release, Here on Earth. Before we get started, I'd like to say so much that I appreciate your time. I appreciate you being here. I know there are thousands of millions of videos on YouTube. So with that said, if you consider clicking that subscribe button, I really appreciate it. That way you'll never miss a future vinyl show and tell, interview, or anything else that we do here inside the music room. And thank you so much for your support. Alright, so today we are talking about Tim McGraw's new record, Here on Earth. This is Tim's 15th studio record, and we are huge Tim McGraw fans here in the music room, but we always tend to get a little nervous every time Tim releases a new record. I mean, how many times can a guy put out a good record before he puts out a dud? That's the question, and there's always a little bit of fear with Tim McGraw or any of our favorite artists, but I have to say, time in and time out, Tim always delivers the goods. Spoiler alert, that's the case with this record right here. Before we get into the music itself, let's take a look at the vinyl. They did a pretty good job on the vinyl release, I'll say. Definitely don't regret buying it, and I feel we got our money's worth with what we have. Let's take a look at what works, what doesn't work, and why you should or should not buy it. So as you can tell, the cover is a pretty striking cover there, like the purples and the pinks, kind of the outer space kind of look. I don't know if you can tell, it's a nice kind of glossy cover there of the record. I love at the top, it just says McGraw. Doesn't even need to say Tim McGraw. We all know who this is. This is McGraw, Tim McGraw, right? And it's got a nice gatefold. We open it up there, another nice picture. Basically songwriting credits, things like that. A little quote down here from Elvis himself. Without a song, the day would never end. Without a song, a man ain't got a friend. Without a song, the road would never bend. Without a song, so I keep singing a song. That's a quote from Elvis Presley. That's in the vinyl, inside the gatefold. I thought that was pretty cool. That's about it. Cool cover, you know, gatefold, which is always nice. But we'll go ahead and pull it out. Double LP, and the white paper sleeve, and the black vinyl. Black vinyl does not bother me at all. I was kind of thinking it'd be cool for a nice dark purple vinyl would be kind of cool on this, but that's okay. Not a big deal. Not I'm never going to buy or not buy because of the color of the vinyl. Now I know you could go to timmcgraw.com and get a copy of the vinyl that was colored. So if that's important to you, that's something you can keep in mind. But again, we've got two LPs, 4 sides, black vinyl, white paper sleeves. So I always like to see maybe some liner notes in there, like a sleeve of maybe some pictures, lyrics, things like that. Not the case. And then the other big disappointment is there's not a download card. The thing about vinyl is, you know, we can only play it on our turntables. We can't take this into the car with us. So I always get a little bummed when an artist, or I should say a record company, chooses not to put a download card in there. I guess most of us all stream, so I guess it's not that big of a deal, but to me I always like to have that card, download it, put it in my own collection. But we're not going to hold it against this release because really it's a nice release. It's not just a single, it's got the gatefold, the cover's nice, it's nice glossy, good quality, so I'd give it probably about a B- on the vinyl itself. Again, if colored vinyl is important to you, you can go to timmcgraw.com if they're still available. I'm not sure if they are or not. Like I said, that wasn't a big breaking point for me. So that's about it. Nothing too much there to write home about, but certainly nothing to make you not want to buy this vinyl. So really happy with it. So now let's kind of get a little bit into the meat and potatoes of this record. Like I said, Tim McGraw has been around a long time. He is a legend in country music, without doubt. And, you know, I was a big fan of late 90s, early 2000s country, And you can't talk about that period without Tim McGraw, some of the biggest records. And like I said, every time Tim puts out a record, I'm always into it, but I'm always a little nervous, you know. He's been around a long time, you know, he's done some movies, he's somewhat political, which I'm not saying is a good or a bad thing, but you just wonder sometimes if he's going to come out of left field and do something completely different. And it's always a worry for me. Like, for example, Sturgill Simpson, a guy that I really liked for a couple records there and completely did a 180 and now is kind of off my radar. I hate when artists do that, especially when artists I love. So I always get a little nervous when Tim puts out a record. But I tell you what, the guy never disappoints. I got my cheat sheet here in case I want to make sure I cover all the points. So if you see me looking down, I am reading from my notes because I want to tell you all about this record. Let's talk about side A first, okay? These are tracks called LA, Chevy Spaceship, Here on Earth, and Damn Sure Do. Now these first 4 songs might throw you a little bit. Like, when I first heard the single Here on Earth, for example, it's a little different. It's a little out there. It's not quite what I expect from Tim McGraw. And I was kind of worried when I first heard that single. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe he's going too far off the edge, blah, 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 blah. When you listen to side A of this record, that song works perfectly. You know, it opens up with a song called L.A., and it's got kind of a dreamy 70s feel to it. It's laid back. It's got some strings. There's a retro feel to it, and there's also a futuristic kind of feel to it. And that's how these first 4 songs go. They all kind of have that feel to them. So this is the biggest stretch on the record right off the bat, those first 4 songs. But they work. I really enjoy those first 4 songs. It almost kind of sounds like Tim working on with Elton John. It has an Elton John kind of feel to it. Tim sounds really laid back, really relaxed, and it shows in these songs, but they work. It's Tim for 2020. It's Tim McGraw for 2020. That's the best way I can describe these first 4 songs, and really the best way to describe this record. But it works. Because there's all the things that we love, but there's also a little bit of reach, kind of reaching here into the future and kind of experimenting with some new sounds while still being true to himself. So, like I said, those first 4 songs will really kind of give you a flavor of this record. When we go to side B, we're going to have songs called Hallelujahville, Good Taste in Women, Hard to Stay Mad At, and Sheryl Crow. Now, side B for me is a little bit more of the traditional country stuff that I really love. Hallelujahville may be my favorite song on the album. If not, it's definitely one of them. Good Taste in Women, just kind of just a good country song. Fun lyrics like "You be my Marilyn, I'll be your Merle," you know. Just fun songs. Hard to Stay Mad At, good song. Sheryl Crow is a track that I don't know. Maybe it just depends if you're a Sheryl Crow fan or not. Not my favorite song on the record, but at the same time, not a bad tune at all. So, 2 solid sides, A and B sides to this album so far. And I like it because each side kind of has its own feel. I don't know if that was intentional, but that's kind of how it played off to me. Curious to hear what you think. With that said, let's move over to side C, okay? I'm going to flip my notes here. Side C is Not From California, Hold You Tonight, 7500 OBO, If I Was a Cowboy. These 4 songs come off as the ballads of the record. You know, the first one, Not From California, your strong piano ballad. Hold You Tonight, another ballad. The first 3 songs are pretty standard ballads, I guess. I can't say that any of these songs are like going to be classic Tim McGraw ballads, like It's Your Love, for example, but they're good songs. Now, If I Was a Cowboy, awesome. Now, I said Hallelujahville might be my favorite song on the record, but If I Was a Cowboy is definitely in contention for favorite song on the record. It's awesome. So right there, I got 2 songs on this album that just really excite me, that I love, that I think are going to be classics. And we still have a side left. And a lot of times with records, you get to that side D, that last side of the album, and you know, kind of a slow burnout, you know. But I have to say that for me, side D is my favorite side of Here on Earth. The songs are I Called Mama, Gravy, War of Art, and Doggone. man, I don't know. I'm going to go a little bit into each one of these songs. I Called Mama. You're going to hear that one on the radio for sure. I think it's already being played. I think it's the current single. I lost my mom back in October of last year, and the song basically talks about when things maybe are going down a little bit, being able to call your mom and just getting that reassurance. And I miss that so much. I miss that feel, and I can relate to it because I remember what it's like to call mama. And so I love that song. It tugs at my heartstrings a little bit, but it's a great song. Gravy, another great song. To me, it's kind of a nice follow-up, kind of in the vein of Humble and Kind. Nothing to me is going to top Humble and Kind, but Gravy's just one of those songs. Song about gratitude and appreciating what you have. So I think Gravy is a great song that you should all check out for sure. We go into War of Art. This one's more of a personal reflection, kind of what it's like to be on the other side of things, from Tim's perspective, being an artist. And I think it's a great song. I think it's got a lot of feeling to it. And then finally, Doggone. Get your tissues out, especially if you're a dog person. If you have dogs, if you've ever lost a dog, if you've ever loved a dog, this is a great song, but I sat there and I got to admit I teared up thinking about my pups. So side D is by far my favorite side of this record. Love it. But I have to say, there's 16 songs on this record. And sure, I mean, maybe they could have gone with 14 or maybe 12. I wouldn't want to make the decision to cut any of these songs. And personally, I think it's great that right now in a time when we can't go and experience live music, and we're all kind of at home right now for the most part, and there's not much to do. What a treat it is to get 16 new songs from somebody like Tim McGraw. So I really do think that this is a stellar record. I can't say anything bad about it. Tim reaches a little bit. He's definitely growing. He's definitely experimenting with some things. There's a lot of piano on this record. Like I said, I could hear Tim and Elton John almost like collaborating on this. So I think maybe there's some influence there from maybe some Elton John. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I hear that. But it doesn't lose the fact that Tim McGraw was, is, and always will be cool. I mean, he will, no matter if he goes to Hollywood, no matter how many movies he makes, no matter if he campaigns for somebody, the guy at the end of the day is always going to be one of the best country music singers, and he still has it. He's still got it. So I'm definitely giving this one, Here on Earth, a high recommend rate. I'd say go out and buy this one. I would definitely pick this up on vinyl. It sounds great. The songs really play well to vinyl. There's a warmness to the songs. Like I said, it's a retro futuristic feel, and it sounds great when you put it on your turntable. So really recommend picking this up. Like I said, if colored vinyl is something that's important to you, go to Tim's website. There might be some there available for purchase. If not, go to your local record store and pick it up. I think you'll like it. If not, pick up the CD. Definitely recommend picking this up on physical media. That's what we always recommend here in the music room. We always love putting in a CD or putting on our LPs or our albums and just enjoying it. So Tim McGraw, Here on Earth, Tim's 15th studio record, and it's a must-buy. Again, so thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining us as we drop the tailgate to talk a little country music. We got some great stuff coming up for you guys. Please, if you have not, hit that subscribe button. Check us out over at themusicroom.me for lots of cool stuff. Be sure to sign up for our email list. We're always giving away cool vinyl, and we'd love to hear what you think. Please use that comment section below. Let us know what you think of the album if you've heard it. Let us know what you think of Tim McGraw. And all we ask is be kind, be courteous. We may not always agree, and that's okay. But we can, let's be cool about it, all right? So thank you guys so much for being here for another Music Room Vinyl Show and Tell. We look forward to seeing you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.